economically, if you go into the economic bit of it, maize itself, when you've grown it purposely for silage, and it has put the cob, you leave it to, when it's starting to ripen, it has enough starch itself as maize. So in most cases, even if you don't add the molasses and the molar plus, at times they can be expensive or hard to access. You can be there and calculating, saying how do I survive? You can as well do silage minus adding those things in the maize itself, because it has enough starch and the sugars that can enable it to ferment on its own. What are some of the aspects we look at?
Now, if you do not have the molasses and you want to make silage from any type of napier, what you're going to do is make sure you harvest the napier when it is young. Because when it is young, already the palatability level are high. And two, if you can access maize bran, are we together? If you are, because I told you the major reason to why we are adding the molasses, we are trying to increase the palatability and the energy. Then mix in your napier. And as I'm encouraging you, you are going to harvest this napier when it is young, and you will have mixed there a legume. Are we together? So yeah, I don't have my enzymes, I don't have molasses. I'm going to cut it young, I'm going to put some maize bran, and I'm going to wait for it to ferment.
When we are starting to make the silage, we start from one end. We could start from the other side, but we have chosen this side. So you can also start from any side, but you cannot start from the middle or the upper side. So when you, for example, when you start from this side as I started, I'll keep this one and compact. As I keep adding layers and I compact, but I get a small portion, probably from here. I cut from here, and then I start compacting this part up to top, and I'm also able to cover it completely, so that I will not able to open it again. I just continue from here as I keep adding up to the other end and it gets full. The same thing applies to a pit. You do a pit as well. You start from one end, and then you make sure you compact it up to the end, up to its level. And then you cover the chivera and even add the soil, so that the process starts. Because there, after you compacting, you have covered and put the soil, you will just continue adding the phases. When the day ends, you put some polythene to make sure this water does not enter and it's not affected by the air. So we have started our first phase, our first layer. Up to here. We are ending here.
And then you will separate the
BBC focus on Africa.
Yeah, man.
So in 20 liters, we shall add 150 grams of microbes. And since we don't have something to use for measuring, we shall use a hand. We shall assume. And my hand is. It's 100 grams. 100 grams. So I put 1.5.
Now if you look at Waguma's palm.
When you're mixing, you start with the smallest. The smaller quantities. The smallest is this. And then we put the molar. 1, 2, 3. 4. 3 to go, Julius. There are 7 directions. That's to be 21. I counted 8. I counted 1. I was telling you the law of mixing, you start with the smallest quantities. You can see what happens. If you don't mix the small quantities, you end up having only balls of microbes. Hey!
I am see again. You have to.
What the bubbles?
You must laugh.
Very easy.
And the whole world will be watching this.
Now, based on the law of mixing, we start with the smallest quantities, and the smallest in this is the microbes. we add in the molasses, and then we mix. We mix normally to reduce the lumps.
For uniformity.
For uniformity, so that we have a better solution mixed. And then after that, we can add in the water. Hey! This is what we exactly do. We also need some long stick. The stick was here. You've done marua before.
About if I have the short stick.
After us mixing the water, molasses and microbes, we start sprinkling on the materials we have laid down, and then after that is where we are heading the process of compacting. But we normally add using a watering can. But you be systematic when you are spreading this. Make sure everywhere gets.
Starting from the edges?
Yeah. And also compacting must be much so that you have something good level and well compacted. If you are using some normally use you get a drum, then you pour water. You fill it with water. So you pack it somewhere there. After doing this, you lay it on top and then roll it. 2-3 times. It's very well compacted. Those with maize, like using a tractor, you also compact well. But if you're using people like us, you normally go and then you come back. That's systematic. Eh? And then you also continue like this. Make sure the conversation is around.
If somebody has
serious music.
If somebody has
Can we do like how can I have people do like what Julius is doing?
Doing this systematically. Either hold it.
I said they are men let them do. Asa ni mimi ndio kwa raba kwa no banje na barabanje.
Aya. Now it depends. When you have 1 month, it is ready, but it can stay.